Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Wednesday, December 11th, 2024. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with last night's edition of NXT broadcast live on USA Network from the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. In the main event, Cora Jade and NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez beat Kalani Jordan and Julia. After the match, Jade was attacked by Stephanie Vaquer. Earlier in the opening segment of the show, Julia had been threatened by Perez and Jade, with Jordan making the save to set up the match.
Well, Booker, Julia's got no choice, but look at the advantage.
That's right. That's right.
Well, hold on. The cavalry has arrived. Kalani Jordan. Evening the odds, even if for just a moment. Whoa! Uh-oh. Ooh. About to look like Juan Soto for the Mets swinging like that. Well, look, tonight's celebration was cut short, but not everyone was celebrating after deadline.
Tony D'Angelo defended his NXT North American title on the show, turning back the challenge of Ethan Page. Shotzi Blackheart returned to NXT on the show, running in to save Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley from a post-match attack from Fatal Influence, who had just defeated Dolan and Paxley in a tag team match. During another promo segment, Iron Survivor Challenge winner Obafemi was confronted by NXT champion Trick Williams and Eddie Thorpe. Tension flared between Thorpe and Williams, who wound up decking Thorpe, setting up a match between the two for next week. In other results, Javon Evans beat Wes Lee, and Hank and Tank defeated Tyreek Igwe and Tyson DuPont. In ratings news, last Saturday's episode of Collision drew 278,000 viewers to TNT, according to WrestleNomics. That almost doubles the 144,000 who tuned in for the previous week's episode, which had been preempted to the afternoon. The rating in the 18 to 49-year-old demographic was a .07, also more than double the .03 demo rating for the previous week's episode. In WWE news, the New Jersey Sports and Exhibition Authority is set to give the company a $7.125 million government subsidy for bringing SummerSlam to East Rutherford, New Jersey at MetLife Stadium over 2 nights next August, according to an official announcement. It is the largest domestic subsidy grant that WWE has received thus far, eclipsing the $330,000 provided by Las Vegas for SummerSlam in 2021. According to the announcement, SummerSlam is expected to generate approximately $80 billion in economic impact for the region, including wages, salaries, and local businesses driven by the large influx of attendees. In National Wrestling Alliance news, Carson Drake became the new NWA World Television Champion on yesterday's edition of NWA Power on X, defeating Max the Impaler in a match originally recorded on October 25th. As part of the NWA Summit event at the WEDU studios in Tampa, Florida. The loss ends Max's reign at 333 days, making it the second longest reign in the 5-year history of the title. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.